Alright, I want to give you guys a little trick on how to wire your boat. So, Lund gives you pull string. If you actually pull this vinyl thing off, you'll find that Lund will, well, at least on my boat, they gave me pull string. However, that only goes back to the battery. Here's what you can do if you want to go back to your fuse block. And actually what I did is I actually have a separate fuse block. I got one from Blue Sea Systems in there, and I just ran one main wire and as well as the Ethernet wire underneath the gunnel. And you can see that they don't attach this. The carpeting doesn't attach. See, up on top you can easily get an Ethernet cable to go through. Even that big thick Ethernet cable will go through no problem. And I have 12 gauge wire, and you can even fit 6 gauge wire through here if you want to put an electric anchor up on top here. So basically that connects, this 12 gauge wire powers up my trolling motor, or my my fish finder, not the trolling motor, that heading sensor, and yeah, I think that's it. Just those two things. Oh, and my Ethernet switch, which you can't see, which is behind there. So I have those three things all connected to a fuse block, and then what I ran is 12 gauge wire, and basically I took some silicone, and then you can take things like, say, like your foot pedal, and just jam it. Take this. Now I used other things. I used like a battery, the bottom of a battery case, and things like that. But you could take something like this and just wedge it up to hold it. And yeah, you could take like the cheap, you know, not the fully enclosed one, but the one that is, you know, the plastic battery case that the batteries sit on. Just take a few of those things and just wedge them up so it stays up there. And then the same thing over here. When you get over here, the direction that you want to, the area that you need to run the Ethernet cable in is actually down at the bottom. This is Lund Rebel XS. That's where you have your biggest hole. So you stick it in there, grab it from the other side, and eventually get it all the way up to the top. Okay, and this again, wedge some stuff up there. You can use those clips too, like I've got. But the way you're going to fit that Ethernet cable in is going to be down here. It's not going. It will not fit on top. It will not fit in the middle. And what I did is, rather than running it directly to my main fuse block, I actually kept running that cord. I actually have a separate Blue Sea Systems fuse block underneath here, and then those two, both of those two, 12 gauge runs. So let me explain myself a little bit better. So this here connects to a Blue Sea Systems fuse block. That's underneath the dash. The front one connects to a Blue Sea Systems fuse block that's under there. That way I didn't have to make three separate runs. I only had to do one fuse block in front all the way to the back battery, and then I got another one sitting under there in addition to that, all the way to the battery. And then I have two of them that actually run two 12 gauge positive wires that go to a battery switch, and that basically turns on and off my electronics. But anyway, if you want to know how to wire a boat, it's real simple. And then if you wanted, I guess, suppose if you wanted to run it to master power, you have your master power there. It's just that, do you want to be running 6 wires like what I got? I got a fish finder, a heading sensor which needs power, it's a Minn Kota one, and a Ethernet switch. Do you want to run 6 wires from there to there? Well, I'd rather have a fuse block and then run 2 main wires all the way to the back battery. So I did it this way. But anyway, it's an idea how to wire your boat.